Garrett, take your shirt off. Come on, Garrett.
Garrett, take your shirt off. He's making his coaching student strip down. Is this a strategy to make his sales? I'm not sure. Let's find out. What's up, guys? Rob Lally here. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Andy Elliot, who is a sales trainer who's been popping off for the last year or so. And a few of you guys have sent me his content in my inbox and you want me to react to it and work out what sort of persuasion techniques he's using, what sort of sales techniques he's using to get you interested in him, to get you to eventually start buying from him. Now, Andy Elliot, after looking into a little bit about him, actually does over $100 million a year in revenue.
How much money are you going to make this year? What's the most amount of money that you've ever made in a single year?
Well, we made $160 million last year. Our goal is to make $250 this year. Our goal is to be at $1 billion in 4 years.
$160 million last year, $250 million this year. Those are big numbers. Let's see exactly what he's doing to pull that type of numbers, to get that many people to buy from him. Let's look at some of the viral clips that you guys have sent me.
Garrett, take your shirt off. Come on, Garrett.
Garrett, take your shirt off. He's making his coaching student strip down. Is this a strategy to make his sales? I'm not sure. Let's find out.
Take your shirt off, Garrett. Okay, now hold on. Now, Garrett's a killer. Am I right? Garrett, how old are you?
29.
Garrett, does this bother you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, doesn't bother you enough. Because if it did, you wouldn't have it. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
I mean it. Now, come on, put your shirt down.
Come on, put your shirt down. We can see this guy is already strategically using shock and awe to get those views up. I can't wait to read through some of the comments on this.
You got kids?
Yes, sir. 2 sons.
This is the last time I want you to take your shirt off in front of a group of people and not be in the shape you want your children to be in.
What Andy did for me is he kept me accountable and he told me that I wasn't being my best self. Tap into that limitless potential that you have inside of you.
It's interesting because there is a type of content creator out there, and we've seen it with Andrew Tate, we've seen it with Wes Watson, David Goggins, and they go through this like drill sergeant image of improving all areas of your life. And this technique works very, very well on young men, right? Because we all need that father figure in our lives who's gonna give us that tough love to help us excel forward. And how you do one thing is how you do everything when it comes to actually building yourself up for success as well. So I can see why this has instantly got 1 million likes. Let's read some of the comments. Now, Garrett, take your pants off. Come on, Garrett. Bro's in better shape than 80% of America. Chewing gum into the mic is wild. Garrett, take your shirt off. Your nipples aren't hard enough. When you allow yourself to become a meme on social media, most people dread that and they run from it. They hate the idea of people actually on the internet who you don't know taking the mick out of you and basically, laughing at you. But the people who can embrace that image end up going super viral and building the businesses as well. We've seen this with the likes of Ty Lopez, who got completely clowned on for his advert of Here in My Garage. We've seen this with clips of Andrew Tate as well, where people take the mick out of him, but they know strategically this is just driving engagement. Bro never fails to disrespect his employees. Oh, this is an employee, not a coaching client. The pants and the no socks got me. Garrett, give me your wallet. Come on, Garrett. Okay, Garrett, now take my pants off. Go on, Garrett, get yourself accountable. The comments on the internet make up like 90% of how fun the content is. Just reading through it is so entertaining. Let's take a look at another clip to see if we can spot some other techniques that he's doing other than shock and awe.
I'm gonna grab this guy in the pink hat. Come here real quick, come here. Let me show you what I'd fucking do with him.
I bet people dread getting called up on stage because they know that they're gonna get asked to strip down by him.
Steve, how old are you?
52.
Steve is 52 years old. If you'll physically get right and you'll take care of your family, you'll make more money than you know what to do with.
Again, he's hitting the male industry, like the male viewers, by talking about that image, that physique that everyone wants. And he's using that to drive the idea of that, like, if you're successful in this realm, then you can be successful in the making money realm as well.
Shirt off. Come on, Steve. Steve, come here. We're gonna make a deal with Steve. Okay, listen. I'm gonna give Steve $10,000. Okay? Listen. And that's fuck you money for Steve. But I'm gonna give Steve 10 grand if in 120 days, which will give you 4 months, which he's not that out of shape, okay, he can get a six-pack. Okay, now who thinks Steve can do it?
Good way to incentivize someone, actually giving them money, putting his money where his mouth is and saying, I believe in you. Come on now, get that six-pack because it's going to help you in other areas. Let's read some of the comments. Steve will do it. Steve looks like he was fit AF when he was younger. He's got this 100%. Now, Steve, now take your glasses off. Steve, take your pants off. All of the comments are just saying, take your pants off. It's absolutely brilliant. The final boss of the Adderall binge. Steve dies 2 days later doing sit-ups in his living room. So we can see he's using this shock again of take your shirt off, and he knows the comments are gonna absolutely clown on him, which is just gonna drive engagement. Again, this is a really good strategy, but only for those people who are resilient enough to actually withstand the crowd's heat, right? Here's another clip from him. Let's see what is making it super viral.
A year, am I correct? Yes, sir. Holy shit, man. Who's lucky? This is the luckiest you'll ever be in your life, too. I dare you to ruin this opportunity. I dare you. I dare you. Where can you go to make this kind of money? Tell me. Yet you're walking around here and acting like you can go somewhere else. You see your problem? See your problem?
He's talking about entitlement and how he feels that people are just too entitled to be wanting to earn that 600K.
Broke people have an arrogant problem. Broke people walk around with arrogance. They look at you like, I don't have to listen to this guy. 2, you can get your ass out of here and go to your $13-hour job where you should be. Does that make sense? You don't deserve to be in our presence.
Okay, let's look at the comments for this one. His shirt says elite sales, but I feel like I'm in the Marines. If buy it or I kill you as a person. You are lucky to gaze upon my nips. His nipples desperately want to get out. Bro doesn't know whether he wants to provide sales training or SEALs training. My dad was a Marine, but I couldn't get in, so I had to yell at entry-level employees until my nipples are rock hard. Break them down, make them think you're their only hope. Cult 101. That's an interesting point because cult leaders basically tell the people of their cult that they have no hope and they can't go anywhere else or look anywhere else. And the only way for success or the way forward is to stay there and absorb the beliefs and identity. And then it becomes this huge form of social proof because everyone within the group doesn't listen to any outside opinions. They're isolated, which then persuades them to basically continue through the acts of the person saying. Now, obviously, this can be, used for harm, as we've seen in the case with past cults and things, or it can be used to help you make more money and to get that group identity that, success is the only option if you stay there and if you drive forward within that group. Watching that, I'm pretty sure that Andy Elliot does use a lot of persuasion techniques, does use a lot of psychology within his content when he's speaking to the viewer. So let's break it down with one of the longer form clips that somebody sent me.
What happens in the first 10 seconds is people decide if they like you, if they want to buy from you, or they don't.
That's very true. First impressions are huge. And what Andy's doing there is using a psychological principle called the primacy effect. And the primacy effect talks about that people generally pay more attention to initial information that they're presented with, more weighted than the stuff within the middle. So straight away, going in with a confident approach will make people associate that you are actually a confident person, even if you aren't that confident afterwards. But going in with an unconfident approach and then being confident afterwards still won't be as effective as being confident first. This is the primacy effect. People pay attention to the information which is presented to them straight away. It's why hooks work in content marketing.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andy. In this video, I want to talk to you about what happens in the first 2 minutes face-to-face. Now, by the way, listen to me. If you're on a phone call, what happens in the first 10 seconds, maybe even 5 seconds, is people decide if they like you, if they want to buy from you, or they don't, okay? So if you're on the phones, if I call you, I'm like, hey, what's going on, Jay? This is Andy down here at ABC Company.
What's Andy doing here? He's speaking with absolute conviction. This is how it is. This is how it's going to be. This is why you need to learn from me. Speaking with conviction is often one of the most persuasive things that you can do to get someone to buy from you, to get someone to identify with what you're saying, to get whatever you're saying to resonate with the person, speaking with absolute conviction. We've seen it in a lot of different public figures. We've seen it with Liver King. We've seen it with Alex Hormozy. We've seen it with Andrew Tate. We've seen it with Andy Elliot as well. All of the people who are at the top of the game, Grant Cardone, etc., all do it. They speak with absolute conviction because they know that transference of energy from the power which they're using is going to transfer to you. So they speak with conviction, you get certainty on what they're saying.
Let's talk about face-to-face, because this is all about face-to-face, but I just want to talk about the phone in case you were taking phone calls. Face-to-face, I always say this, how to build a best friend in 2 minutes, okay? The first 2 minutes, you have got to make a connection. If you don't make a connection, you're not going to go anywhere, okay? 2 things here. Number one, write this down. People buy from people that remind them of their friends. Write that down. So what is that?
What is he talking about here? He's talking about the liking bias, which is a principle from the book Robert Cialdini. And the liking bias states that we have a tendency to, when we like someone, to ignore anything bad that they do. And when we dislike someone, which is a disliking bias, we have a tendency to ignore any of the good stuff they do. And this can be used strategically in sales, in that a person will buy from you, or at least more likely to buy from you, if they actually like you. They form a connection with you. So if you've got 2 people who are offering you the same products with the same price, right? But one you like slightly more, and you're interested in the product, you're probably going to go to the person who you like a little bit more. You've got that rapport. So Andy actually captures this perfectly here. It's the liking bias. It's very, very effective. It can help you make more friends. It can help you make more sales, market to people better. It can help you form relationships with people as long as they like you some more. So he's saying, become the person's best friend within the first 2 minutes.
That means you need to speak to people with familiarity, okay? Do me a favor, from this point forward until the rest of your life, in person, on the phone, I want you to speak to them like you've known them your whole life. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andy. Do me a favor.
Speak to people as if you've known them their entire life. He's literally doing this right now in the content. And as well, when we think back to getting people to take their shirts off before, if you as a stranger go up to another stranger on the street and ask them to take their shirt off, they're not going to do it. But if you are sat down with a group of friends and say, take your shirt off, and you're talking about them and you're giving that tough love situation, again, that's coming across like you've known them for the whole life. It's taking advantage of that liking principle once again.
I'm going to tell you the best way to get a hold of me. Shoot me a text message right now, 918-210-0254.
Text messages are very effective, particularly when they're inbound as well rather than outbound. You can crush it if you get a compliance step from someone to text you inbound. What do I mean by that? Well, getting people to buy things is an act of compliance. They are complying with you when you get them to do something, get them to take a big action like purchase something from you. However, compliance can also be gained on a smaller level as well. And if you comply at smaller steps, you're more likely to comply with the bigger steps. So for instance, he's asking his viewers now to text him to make a tiny commitment and tick that box of compliance of texting him. I guarantee the people who text him and follow exactly what he's saying at the moment are more likely to buy from him later on. You probably find out of the people who purchase his programs and things, they have all at some point done these tiny compliance steps, which he's asking from his viewers.
And I walk up and I say, hey, what's going on? I'm Andy. How you doing? You doing all right? Hey, awesome to meet you guys. Yeah, is that your daughter? Oh, that's your wife? That's crazy, man. You guys are awesome. Well, number one, it's a privilege to me to have you guys here. Number two, where'd you guys drive from? They're like, oh, we drove from X. Well, that means everything to me that you guys drove down here today. I'm going to give you world-class customers.
Again, this is all building up that rapport with the person, getting that likability from them. And he's demonstrating exactly how he does this in sales. To tell you the truth, if you're a person who doesn't understand persuasion, who doesn't understand sales, and you come across somebody like this, they are going to get you to buy whatever they want you to buy, which is partly, reason why I do this channel as well, is to protect you from the psychological persuasion which is going on, the sales techniques, but it's also to enhance it in other areas that you see fit as well, so you can take advantage of some of these things and go out there ethically, of course, and actually persuade people to either buy more of your programs, market more, right? To get those things done which you want done.
First 2 minutes, what do you want to do? Make them feel important. Number two, make them feel significant. Everybody wants to feel important and significant.
These are principles out of the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is one of the most famous books on actually making connections. I recommend everyone read it. Making a person feel important is an amazing way to build rapport. We all basically, no matter who we are, no matter how big our egos, no matter how selfless we are, we all want to be recognized. We all want to have that status. It goes back to evolutionary psychology, where humans basically need status to survive, right? And we all want to at least have somebody recognize the status, the importance within us. Very, very, very persuasive technique. This is very good stuff.
Make sure that you compliment him some way, shape, or form, okay? You notice I said the little joke about his wife, right? Oh, is that your daughter? He's like, that's my wife. I'm like, oh my God, right? That makes her, she's like, oh, he's so silly, right? It's like,
Compliments, again, another persuasion principle out of the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. It pushes that liking bias forward. It makes people remember you. The amount of salespeople that I've talked to over my life, and they are dull, monotone. Yeah, what do you want? Yeah, no, we can't do that. Okay, yeah, we can do that. I'm not gonna come down on the price at all. It don't make you feel important. There's no rapport there. And I come out, if I need to buy the thing, I come out of the place feeling a little bit dirty afterwards, kind of like, this person did not care about me. He's flipping it on his script. He's telling you how to really sell here. So I agree with everything he's saying so far.
like, make some fun, okay? If they got kids, listen to me. I'll be like, dang, man, your kids are like little models, man. This is awesome. What's up, guys? How you doing? Watch this. People love their kids more than anybody else in the world. So, hey, do me a favor, guys. Before we get to business, why don't you guys come over here with me?
This is really important. We're living in an age at the moment where basically everyone is being told to, if you want success, you've got to lock yourself away, cut all your friends, just lock yourself away, read for a year, work on your business, and then you'll be successful. Andy here is showing the complete opposite in that you need to be a people person. You've got to be highly charismatic. You've got to be speaking with conviction in what you do. He seems to be a level 100 if we're going by video games in doing this, and he's demonstrating it right now. And then he's coming out actually speaking to the viewer and demonstrating it again. Hey, I've got you guys for life. Why don't you text this number? Tell me your problems, right? Very, very persuasive.
No matter what, first 2 minutes, if I'm knocking on someone's door, I'm like, first of all, I just want to say something. I've been in this neighborhood. Everybody's opened their door. I've seen your house, man. You guys got good taste. My wife, if she saw your house, she'd be trying to move in right now. And then the ice is broken. You feel me? You compliment them. Now it's warm. Now you guys are cool. I'm talking to them with familiarity.
Some people would look at this and they'd think, you know what, this sounds like manipulation. It sounds like, all he wants is the sale there. Well, guess what? All business owners, all, marketing agencies, all sales people, all want the sale, right? At least he's making you feel good about it from something that you need. So there's that counter to it. And then as well, you got to argue, is it so highly constructed that this person really doesn't care about me and all they care about is their bank account? It's a tough balance, isn't it? Being that likable person so you feel good about the sale, so you're more likely to go for the sale, and making a sale that is actually fit for you, or buying something which isn't good for you just based on the person's charisma. Now, this stuff is powerful stuff and you've got to use it, ethically.
Number one, you need to know yourself very well. You need to know what it is that you're there to do. But also you got to make sure that you believe in yourself, you're being comfortable in your own shoes.
He's talking about that conviction again, speaking with conviction, believing in yourself, making sure you're comfortable in your own shoes, which is the key to sales.
Trying to be me, you're trying to be you, but man, you got to have fun, okay? You got to have some humor, you got to be a little quirky, and then also you got to be a professional. Remember I said people buy from people that remind them of their friends, so speak to them with familiarity, but also you got to speak to them like a professional, like you're the dude that's got the answers and you know how to handle it.
He's talking about authority bias now, and that is one side of it, you've got to be a person's friend, but then also you've got to come across as that expert, because authority bias, which is a persuasion principle, says people look to experts and people who know what they're talking about and authority figures to work out if they should listen to them. If you come across as an authority figure, as an expert in any sort of realm of life, whether it's with your friends, whether it's with your family, whether it's in business, whether it's at the gym, right? People are more likely to listen to you.
So listen, this is really important. This is extremely important. Right when you first meet somebody, they are judging you immediately. They are judging you. You're judging them too, but they're judging you. So do me a favor, first 2 minutes, let's just go ahead and look at your appearance. Let's look at the way you look, right? Stuff pressed, look clean, look good, teeth brushed, right? So in the first 2 minutes, I want you to think about it. They are judging you, what they see, what they can smell, the way you look, the way you talk.
These are a lot of basics which he's getting down, but to tell you the truth, they all fit into that liking principle as well. Sometimes a person might be really nice, but just based on their appearance, it's kind of like a psychological thing. You just don't really want to chat to them for too long, or, you know, based on something like if they are not taking care of their hygiene, right? Based on that, you're kind of like, you know what, I'll keep my distance. I don't really want to associate with you. It's just human nature, unfortunately, as much as we want to be open and accepting to everyone. It's just kind of one of those triggers which go in our head that if a person doesn't have their shit together, they stop appearing as authority and they stop being as likable as well. So what he's saying is very, very true.
Also, you're judging them. You're like, hey man, are these people qualified to buy? You know, do I think that they can buy? Do they come to buy? Like, you're thinking all this stuff in your head.
A good way to flip a script, and he's just subtly covered it there, is to be judging the person as well. So judging the person, is this person a good fit for what I do? Because that then subtly in your own psychology puts you in a position where you come across as the authority, as an expert as well. Some people use this too much and it's a bit narcissistic, but also as well, you know, time is limited when we're here for these few years, this sliver of time on this planet as well. We can't associate with everyone. So we have to make sure that the people we're selling to, we're marketing to, the people we keep around us as well, they are a good fit for our lives as well. And they can hold their own and not just relying on you to hold your own.
In 2 minutes, right? Treat them with familiarity, right? Treat them like you've known them your whole life, okay? Also be the trusted advisor, be a professional, be very professional with them, okay? But like you guys have known each other your whole life, right out the gate, right at the handshake, all right? Also, smell good, look good, be professional. Look like somebody that if they walked into the bank and had $100,000 and they wanted to invest it, they'd invest their money with you.
Great video, to be honest with you. And he covered all the points concisely and in a way which shows that he's about it. And if he can scale this effort, which is obviously what he's done, there's no wonder he's made over 100 million last year just by getting the basics right each and every time. Because it's not only when he's selling to people, which is what he's teaching you to do, it's also when he's selling to his audience as well. He's coming correct, right? Which is, he's wearing, you know, fitted shirts, which is why he's got so many comments about hard nipples. But yeah, it seems like he knows what he's talking about at the moment. He's speaking with that conviction. So that might be just me being persuaded by watching some of his content. But yeah, he seems to know what he's talking about. Somebody also sent me this next clip where apparently he's staring into somebody for no reason.
What the f is that though? That's like jammies. Look at your fucking shirt, man. Does he look like he's a...
This guy is so upset. He's like, I did not expect to be called out. And he's, you know, doing that lip bite as well. Like, oh, I wasn't going to say anything, but here we go. This is awkward.
Part of y'all's team, you should have wore your Spartan shirt and set the standard for the company. It's called a standard. There's plenty of amateur companies that'll let them come in wearing that fucking shit. And by the way, you may think that I'm a dick. Dude, I promise you, if you don't have Ferraris in your driveway, big lifted ass trucks, a mansion on the beach, you don't have the money in your bank, then stop acting like you do.
He's using that reward there to persuade this person. So remember, persuasion skills are important when you're selling to people. They're important for making friends. They're important for making connections. They're also important as well for leadership. And so what he's doing now is something called in psychology, increasing the pain. So he's like, if you're not where you want to go, then this is the reason why. You can't even get the basics right.
Get rich, you can run around wearing that shit all you want all day long. But until then, we're gonna fucking be a contender. You
would hate to be in one of his seminars. I'm sure a lot of people get the value out of it, but making you take your top off and then, you know, being blasted on the internet as well, and then being told you're wearing pajamas. Just hard. Only for certain people, I feel. But, you know, a lot of people respond to this. He's coming across as that Navy SEAL type person once again. And this content resonates with a lot of people. You know, people like to be screamed at, particularly guys as well. And they feel motivated by that. Some people listen to ASMR content, and then you've got him who's screaming at you as well. So each type of content works in specific type of scenarios with specific type of people. Let me wear a Spartan shirt to sit in class and get yelled at by a dude wearing his wife's pants. The Rock, the Pebble. If I was in a room, I wouldn't be able to contain my laughter. My dude got a degree in yapping. Big lifted ass trucks, but bro sounds like a 10-year-old who just started cussing for the first time. The fact that he thinks having a mansion and Ferrari cars in the epitome of wealth speaks volumes about this character. So I think what this person's missed here is that a lot of young men doesn't matter who you are or what your upbringing is, they want that lifestyle. So Andy knows that strategically. So that's why he's saying it. He's not just saying it, that's what everyone wants. He's directing that towards what his audience wants right at that moment. If you ever feel useless, just remember that people pay a bald dude in skin-tight jeans to yell at them and give them advice on things they can easily find on the internet for free. Dude, imagine an argument between him and Gordon Ramsay. Where's the lamb sauce, Gordon would scream. So that's Andy Elliot and his persuasion techniques. And as I said, you know, he does way over 100 million a year. He's aiming for 250 million as part of his group, right? He's a motivational speaker who can yell at people. But the stuff I've seen, he's very persuasive in what he's actually teaching. He's also reading the room correctly. And he's a great public speaker who can speak with conviction as well. And he's not afraid to get clowned on in the comment sections. What do you guys think? Do you think there's any persuasion techniques that he does as well? Anything else that's missing from this breakdown? If there's any other person you want to see next, as always, just let me know in the comment section or just send me DMs over Instagram as well. You can find my Instagram in my description on my main YouTube page. Anyway, guys, take it easy. See you in the next one, or you have a great week.